All right, so we're going to go over this distance and displacement practice activity today. Remember the definition of distance is how far you've traveled from one point to the other point, and displacement is the actual distance between where you started and where you finished. So let's look at this first one. It says when a race car reaches point B on the first lap, what is its distance traveled and its displacement? So if you look here, each one of these marks is 100 meters from the last mark. So if I go from A to here and then to here, that's 200. So we have 200 is, we're going to say 200 meters. And because the displacement is on that same line, we know that it is the same, which is also 200 meters. All right, so next, when the car reaches point C, which is down here on the first lap, what is its distance traveled and its displacement? So I just went and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 800 meters. And then this is where some of you were getting into trouble. You guys were trying to go all the way across here to do that, but the reality is if you started here and you ended here, that distance between the two is only 220 meters. 3 gets a little tricky. It says when the car reaches point D on the first lap, that's all the way out here. Distance traveled, so if we went to here, that's 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200 meters to there. And that distance is from A to D. And so I think a lot of you are trying to actually use a ruler on your computer screen to figure that out, or I'm not quite sure exactly how you did that. But here's what I did. I don't know if I can do the signs in here. I just used the Pythagorean theorem, and that is c squared equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. And I'm not gonna type that all in here. I'm just gonna I can't spell Pythagorean. And so that a squared, c equals the square root of a squared plus b squared actually came out for me to equal 310. I'm not gonna round or anything right there. 310 meters when I did the math. Okay, so next, next is if it were 10 laps, so you would have to go all the way around 10 times. So I know it's 12 to here, 13, 14, 15, 16. And a lot of you actually put 1600, but it's actually 16,000 because you have to multiply that by 10 to get the final answer. Interestingly enough, even though you traveled 16,000 meters, your displacement is actually 0 meters because you end at the same place that you started, which is point A. So there you go. Make sure that you go back now. I asked several of you to fix your answers, and now you have the ability to do that. Fix those. Make sure you let me know that you got that fixed so I can give you credit for it. And if you don't have it done, now you know what those answers are. And I won't give you full credit for it, but I'll give you partial credit for turning this into me.